All right, Twali Howell by Sam Shai, Twali Howell by Sam Shai, Kahala by Sam Shai, by Sam Kakadash, double honors to the elder apostle, great military Wu Will, and sincere citation and asking and preaching the truth. I call it the four corners of the earth to the fear and power of Yahweh by Sam Shai, that the hope will elect, and who the world inwardly call God is named Yahweh, and who the world inwardly call Jesus Christ named Yahweh Shai. Or the Hebrew Israelite that consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, and those who line descendants go back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel due to the gathering amongst the nations. All right, shout out to the brother Donnie Allen for the LA camp. Sharing into the group chat for this meme quote on Stoic say on Instagram. If you want rainbow, you have to deal with the rain. Augustus. All right, and I want to look up the word Stoic real quick for edification. Right here, it said a person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feeling or complaining. Right, because you have to be able to deal with your trial and tribulation and look at the overall bigger picture. All right, it's just what Paul did. Count it all joy. It's James 1 and 2. It said, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. All right, you're going to go through many trials and tribulation when you're tempted. All right, but those things are to try you. The saying is grow through what you go through. All right, because that's how you able to gain experience and stuff. All right, and you gotta, oh man, understand why you're going through what you're going through. Because it's to build you up. It's to help you grow. All right. My brethren count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. All right, this is the word of joy.
Strong's G 5479. Chara. Chara.
Joy, gladness, the cause or occasion of joy. All right. So you gotta basically not complain about it. All right. It's that a person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feeling or complaining. All right. It said, verse 3, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Okay? And you have to deal with your trial and tribulation and long suffering. That's what the word patient means. All right? You got to endure it. All right? It's different thing. Endure. Well, yeah, 2 Timothy 2 and 3. It said, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of the house of Mashiach. All right, that's the word hardness means. Endure hardness, one word.
Strong's G 2553. Karkapatheo. Karkapatheo.
To suffer, endure evil, which is the bad times, bad things, hardship, trouble, to be afflicted. All right, endure affliction. All right, and a strong definition. All right, so you got to be able to endure these afflictions. Okay. To, okay. James 1 and 12. Blessed the men that endure temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love it. Right, and that's part of what the quote said as well. If you want the rainbow, you have to deal with the rain. So if you want that crown of life, which is promised by Yahushua, you're going to have to go through, you have to endure your temptations, okay? That's why I said, bless the man that endure temptation when he is tried. Because we are being placed in the furnace at adversity, all right? Because we are here to be afflicted. 1 Corinthians 13 and 7, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, and last but not least, endureth all things. All right? It's 2 Timothy 4 and 5. It said, but what thou in all things endure affliction. Do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. What's it doing by making your full proof of the ministry, doing your videos, in the highways and hedges, all right, street teaching, all right. All those things is making your full proof of your ministry. Examining yourself, fasting and praying, all those things are making full proof of your ministry, okay? Oop. What's going on with the scripture? Yep. It's Acts 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Right. So it's a requirement that we must deal with our tribulation to get into the kingdom. All right, like the quote there. If you want rainbow, you have to deal with the rain. Okay. Gotta deal with the rain. It's the 22-28. Say, yea, are they which have continued with me in my temptation, and I appoint you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's the rainbow. But guess what? We have to go through our temptation. That's why it said, continue with me in my temptation. So we have to continue in this thing. We have to endure the temptation. All right? And we have to suffer. All right? Patiently. Okay? Let's see. Wait, I should have read that. It's the right, Luke 24:26. Ought not Yahushua to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory. So all the things that he suffered to get to the glory with the right hand of Yahushua, and all things were given unto him. That was his rainbow that he received. All right, but guess what? He had to suffered many things on earth before, and the final thing was what? Him dying on that cross. All right, and what? The servant not greater than the master. So we have to go through things just like it said. Continue in my temptation. Okay, if they continue with me in my temptation, to like this. Yeah, what's this right here, boy. That's truth so beautiful. It's there. 1 Peter 4 and 12, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. Right, we have to deal with these fiery trials. All right, because if you're not being tried, then you're a bastard. All right, I'm gonna get that net. Okay, it's that which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice. Instead, be in the NLT, and instead be very glad for the trial, make you partner with your house child in his suffering, so that you will have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world. All right, and that's what we want to be a part of. It said, but rejoice in as much as ye are partaker of how child suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. All right, and that's what we want to be at. All right. Yep, Hebrew 12 and 7. If ye endure chastising, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastises not? Right. Because you're not being chastised, you're not of his. So you might want to look at the stuff if you're not being chastised. All right. And it's not saying that you're going to be chastised 24/7, day and night. No. But you ain't been getting chastised, you might want to reconsider and pray to the Lord to chastise you. All right. But if ye be without the chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye bastard and not son. All right, then you're a bastard. Furthermore, we have father of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence, shall not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirit and live? Right. So it's better to show this chastisement from the Heavenly Father and have everlasting life. And that's the reign that we have to suffer in order to get to that rainbow, the kingdom of heaven. Okay? For they barely for a few days chastising us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Look at that rainbow. Now, no chastisement for the present seemeth to be joyous. Right, nobody don't like the rain. Yeah, that song, can you stand the rain? Nobody don't like the rain because you got to deal with the mud, got to deal with the wetness and all that. But guess what? When it dried up and you got the rainbow, all right? So you have to deal with all the stuff you have to suffer in order to get to that kingdom of heaven. Say now, no chastisement for the present seeming to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. See that? So it's gonna bring forth fruit. That scripture there bring forth fruit meet for repentance. All right, and that's the elect gonna do that. Okay. Let's go with this. You want rainbow, you have to deal with the rain. Let me get this. Second Ezra chapter 7 and 3. Instead, speak on my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the gate, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Right, that straight way. All right, the path to difficulty. All right, to get to this place. All right, you have to go to the path of difficulty. All right, that's why it said we must, through much tribulation, enter in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the requirement. We got to suffer. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it if he went not through the narrow? How could he how could he come into the broad? Right. The narrow is the way before you get to this broad place. All right, which is the ocean, the sea. There is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and it's full of all good things. All right, think of that of the kingdom of heaven. The entrance thereof is narrow. All right, that straight gate again. It is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. All right, and it's the rain. It's the rain that you got to deal with before the rainbow. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man go there at once, working out their own salvation. All right, we got to endure all things as a good soldier. Okay. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the dangerous step before it, how shall he receive his inheritance? Right. How can he receive it? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. All right, so we have to go to the straight gate, path of difficulty. All right, we got to deal with the rain before we can see the rainbow. All right, and enjoy that. All right, with the sunshine, with the kingdom of heaven. All right, so that's pretty much it. So hope it was edifying to the purifying how about shall shine. So it's that. Let's say shalom.